democratic establishment work that we were doing. That is why people are out on the streets. That is why people are calling for an election. I have been removed from office forcefully, and now we cannot let the illegitimate government run. We have to have fresh elections in the Maldives as quickly as possible.
Yeah, your problem is that although you describe it as an illegitimate government put in place by essentially a rebellion within the security forces, that is not the way it clearly is being seen by many influential outside powers. Why is it, do you think, that the United States, the United Kingdom, India, and indeed the UN envoy all appear to recognize the legitimacy of President Waheed?
No, both the Indian government and the US government and the United Nations, they are all saying that they need to investigate into the events and how transfer of power happened. What they are suggesting is whoever who is in power, whatever the status quo is, they will have to work with the status quo. It's not necessarily recognizing the government. I very clearly heard the British Foreign Secretary William Hague saying that it would be difficult for them to recognize the government until they are clear on what happened in transfer of power. Now we have Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group, and they will be coming, I am told, to the Maldives on the 17th, and they will ascertain the facts and find out what happened during the 6th and the 7th, which is during the transfer of power. It was very, very simply a coup. Now, I am not hiding. Usually if there was such a outrage against me and people being deposed and resigned, you usually have a situation where the whole country is in euphoria with the new government. But that is not what we are seeing here in the Maldives.
Well, hang on.
What we are seeing is that everyone is out on the streets in support of us. I think what is happening in the Maldives is obvious. The old order is back again in a new facade, and we have to get the country back on track.
Let me turn your logic around a little bit. If indeed it was the forceful coup that you say it was, it seems very odd to me that there you sit quite happily in the TV studios in Mali talking to me, telling me what a terrible thing has befallen you. Indeed, the current President Waheed has said that all of your rights and privileges will be respected, and he wants you to work with him to ensure calm and stability in the country. That's a very odd coup d'etat. Usually somebody like you would end up in a dungeon somewhere.
Yes, usually that happens, but as soon as this happened, I was able to slip out from the military headquarters. I said I will only write the letter in the president's office, and soon after that I was able to come to my people, where the vast majority of the people of the Maldives then finally realized what was happening, and then they came out in support of me. I am able to talk to you today because there are thousands of people outside all supporting us. I have an arrest warrant on me. The police are out there trying to get at me. I'm only able to speak to you because the vast majority of the people of this country wants me back and want to have democracy ongoing.
Do you think you're going to be arrested?
I have a court order on me, and I have the police after me. The police is always after me, and they want to arrest me. But I don't think the people of this country are going to let that happen. They are all surrounding me all the time, and even the TV station that I am talking to you now, they will be harassed soon after I leave here. Everyone is working in high risk, but I think the people of this country, I know that the people of this country wants to continue with democracy, so they are all out there and they are defending us.
But Mr. Nasheed, you are playing a dangerous game. We have seen protests turn to violence in the last few days, not just in Mali, but in your stronghold in Adu as well. Your people, your party supporters stand accused of burning down more than a dozen police stations. If you do not do what the Americans, for example, ask and cooperate with the new President Waheed, you could turn this country into chaos.
Well, if I did cooperate with Waheed, this country will go down the drain immediately. The people of this country elected a leader, and that was me. I have been removed forcefully and they want me back. But I'm saying, okay, let's have new elections and see who the people want again. If I step aside, if I join the rebel government, the people of this country will lose faith. The international community must understand that to serve their interest, you first have to serve the interest of the people of the Maldives, and it is only through that you will be able to serve your own interest. You cannot ignore the people of the Maldives. They want democracy here. They want an election. They elected a leader, and their elected leader has been removed by force.
Let us be clear about one thing. Are you categorically saying that you, and indeed your party, will not cooperate with President Waheed and will not join a national unity government, something that the UN, the United States, and many other international actors want to see?
Called national unity, what it is unifying is the previous order. It is not unifying the people of the Maldives. We cannot take part in a rebel government. We cannot be a unifying force for the unification of the old order. The people of this country rejected that. They rejected that through ballot. They rejected that through a free and fair election, our first free and fair election. And now again, when people can't take over power through any means, it doesn't mean that stability can come by joining with the rebels. No, that can't happen.
Can't happen.
Totally
okay, well that's clear enough. We've got your statement. It can't happen that you will join a national unity government. But let me ask you this, because it means, I'm afraid, that we can expect more confrontation on the streets of your country.
Steve, it's not a national unity government. The unification is only the unification of the old order. It has nothing to do with the vast majority of the people.
Well, let's just tease out this idea of the old order. You keep referring to the old order, and I suspect you believe that President Waheed is in some way operating under the instruction or with the association of the former President Gayoom. But let me ask you this, because many people don't understand one thing about your recent record in power. Why did you order the arrest of a senior judge in the criminal court without a warrant, without any sort of warrant or due process, simply because he released one of your political opponents? Why did you do that?
No, he's not a political opponent. In November, the Judicial Services Commission, the Constitutional Commission to look at judges, they took disciplinary action against the judge. And they said the judge is not fit to sit on the bench. This is the Judicial Services Commission. November went, nothing happened. He was still sitting as a judge. December went, nothing happened. He was still sitting as a judge. And then January went and nothing happened. So I had to act in the interest of, because the judiciary and the justice system, people were losing confidence in the judiciary and the justice system. Here was a judge where the Judicial Services Commission had said who is not fit to be a judge and who shouldn't sit on the bench, who was still sitting there and dishing out judgments.
It seems that, hang on, let me...
As the head of state, I had to defend the Constitution. I had to create confidence in the judiciary. I will do it again.
If I may, I'm going to interrupt you there, because it seems to me this is the crux of the story of your demise as president of the Maldives. Because, of course, we all remember you as a human rights campaigner. We all remember you as the Amnesty International prisoner of conscience. But here you were, just a month ago, ordering the arbitrary arrest of one of the Maldives' most senior judges. And that, to many people in your own country, flew in the face of your own record of principle.
No, exactly. This is very true. The old order, there was many things happening in the Maldives, Stephen. One was that the old order was hiding behind the judiciary. We have not been able to enact the judiciary, create a judiciary according to the new constitution. All the judges are handpicked by the former President Gayoom, and all these judges were still intact, and they were dishing out sentences according to how the old order wanted. The old order were hiding behind the judiciary. That was one thing. Another thing was powerful businessmen, as